Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is start off with google.com, and if you are not signed in, then you would just sign in here. So if you see a blue sign in, we log in, and then once we are in, we are going to go over to where it says Google Apps. There's 9 little squares. We click on this, and it's going to open this, our different options up. The first thing I want to show you is you can move and rearrange these. So if you always work in Google Sheets or Google Mail, you can put that first. And kind of maybe hide some of the stuff that you don't use as much. So we're going to be in Google Sheets today, so I'm going to go ahead and click here. And the first thing you'll notice is there are some templates available, but we're just going to start with a blank one. And the very first thing is I'd like to give it a name. The nice thing about Google Sheets is you do not have to save it. It saves automatically in Google, and we'll see that in just a second. But you do have to give it a name. So what we're using here is just we're going to make a simple little weather, something that you're going to remember and be able to search for later. So if you just leave it untitled spreadsheet, you might end up with 30, 40, 50 untitled spreadsheets, and that would get kind of time consuming to go through them all. So you can see here it's automatically saving. So the very first thing is I want to change this column, and I want to change the font for this column. So now I'm going to type inside the cell. Cell is just the individual box, B1 in this case. So it's column B, row 1, and I'm going to type the word weather. Temperature. All right. So you can see up here the font is style Roboto. The size is 10, but if I wanted to change it, I would simply highlight that, and I'm going to increase that to a size 12. I'm going to adjust my column to fit, and down here I'm going to fill in some numbers. So I'm going to go 76, 78, 70, 68. We're trending downward, and last one we get back to 70. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is we are going to talk about how do we find an average for these. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on that very first cell B2 that has data in it, B2. So it's column B, row 2, the cell is B2, and I'm going to highlight down all my data, and I'm going to come over here to the functions menu, and I'm going to say I want to find out the average temperature for the past 5 days. I'm going to go average. It's going to, the formula is average, and it's looking from B2, cell B2, which is 76, all the way down to B6, which is 70. And as soon as I hit return or enter, the formula will stay, but it's going to be replaced with the number, the average here. So let's go ahead and do that. All right. To kind of make that stand out a little bit, I'm going to make this just a little bit larger. And I'm also, let's just bold it too, just so it stands out. There we go. So there's our average. All right. Now you can see up here, every time we do something, it's saving. And this is how you use the average button in Google Sheets.